whole school is talking about academy status. So I talked to 7, 8 and 9 last week, and I wanted to talk to you about it today. We are being filmed as we speak from Mike Casey at yourthorough.com, because this is a very major event for us, for the school. It's a way forward for the school. We've got to make a decision about, when I say it's a way forward, for the future. Now we've got to consider our future, which is really important. We've also got some governors in today as well to listen to the questions that you have. Okay? And what's happening is, at the moment, is we're in a consultations phase, which means that everybody's talking about it and discussing it. And then what will happen is the governors, who are like the directors of the company, will get all that information together, get all that feedback, and then make a decision on what's best for the school. Why, for the sixth form, students that actually have gone to other institutions and they haven't enjoyed it so much are coming back to us to repeat their year 12. And I think that shows a real test of character and ethos about this school. They've gone somewhere else, not enjoyed it, and have actually come back to us to actually redo their year 12, which is incredible, isn't it? We've had lots of applicants, obviously, from campus students, but also lots of applications from other students around Thorough area, of course, as well. And there's also rumours flying out there about the sixth form. The sixth form is here to stay. Whether we are an academy or not, the sixth form is here to stay. Probably will roughly be about 100 people here in the sixth form, then in year 12 for our first year, okay, in September. Alright, we're already looking at the curriculum that we can offer you, of course, because some of you are finishing GCSEs early, so we're looking at doing some really good stuff with you guys in year 11 in preparation for A-levels and post-16 qualifications, so that's really good, that's exciting. Alright, to go through that, so we're already looking at that, so you have good preparation. And of course, it's your choice whether you come to the campus at post-16, that's your choice. You can go elsewhere, of course, it's entirely up to you. Alright, entirely up to you, but we want to offer an outstanding sixth form for students. Because obviously, everybody knows that my wife is a head teacher at Paddington Academy, and last week there were some visitors from Paddington Academy that came to look at the school. Alright, because, you know, we are an outstanding school. And they came in, and what happened is they came by train, okay, and they came into Chafford, and of course if you come into Chafford, when you get to the train station, you actually don't know where the school is. There's not a signpost or anything to say where the school is. And what was nice is that some of the visitors from Paddington got off the train and then asked one or two of our internships placement students who were going to get on the train to go to their internship, okay, where was the school? And the students there, and I won't name them, didn't actually tell them directions. They said to them, no, I'll walk you there now, because I've got a bit of time. I mean, that is just absolutely fantastic. I was so proud at that point, absolutely so proud. And that's what sums us up a bit. You know, this is the ethos of the school. A teacher, I think I'm the most unpopular man in Thorough at the moment, because trying to develop a sixth form in Thorough has been very, very challenging. Because nobody wants us to do it. But I don't care about that, because the people that want this to happen are the students and the parents and the staff. So we're going to make it happen, and we are making it happen, of course, in September. You know? People don't like the competition. Alright? This is a first for a school in Thorough to have a successful sixth form here, and we're going to do it, right? We're part of all the schools in Thorough that are attached to the local authority. Now, there's quite a few schools in Thorough now who are becoming academies. Alright? Quite a few schools. Alright? Being attached to the local authority is less risky. If there was something to majorly happen in the school, alright, majorly happen, like a massive fire or something like that, we could call on the local authority for support. If we became an academy, we wouldn't be able to do that. We would be very much independent and isolated on our own. Alright? So staying as we are is less risky. At the same time, you saw the previous slide, we've had lots of changes over the recent years. And you might be getting a bit fed up with this, too much change, too quickly. And people don't like change. You know, people get a little bit nervous about change and all that sort of stuff. For me, we're a school for the future. It's about change, we've got to talk about it and consider all these options. So if you sit there thinking, oh, Mr. Thompson, something else, right, fine, no problem, but I've got to do this. It's my job to put the options on the table for you to consider. Really, really important. Okay? Alright? but you know, we are a forward-thinking school. But it could be too much change too quickly. What, of course, it is we've got a coalition government at the moment, and they want more and more schools to become academies. So I think if we do become an academy, we might have more chance of raising the money for the sixth form. Because obviously the government decides where the money goes, and if we're following their policy, they might be more likely to give it to us, for example. I mean, it's all political, that might not happen, all right, but that's what I think personally. Now, some people are also against the concept of academies. They think schools should work together and should collaborate. And by becoming academies, we actually become our own independent, if you like, companies, all right? And we don't help each other, we don't collaborate, and that children will then suffer because of that consequences. All right? Okay? So, I mean, there's not much more that I can say, because by staying as we are, we will continue to be working towards, obviously, outstanding in all areas, but continue to be, okay, making sure that we improve. I mean, this year we want 85%, 5 A's and C's, including maths and English. Last year we got 80%. And when you guys come into year 11, we want to go beyond 85%. So it will still be the same, we want always improvement. You know, there comes a time where we really want to start hitting 90%. And why not? The more if you get 5 A's, it's actually become our sponsors, if you like. What sponsors mean is that they would be like, you know, they wouldn't have to give us money, but they would be really important in terms of our academy status. So they would be the owners of the academy status, owners of the buildings, owners of the lands, etc., etc. Really important. Now this would be, we would just be an academy on our own. Alright? So we would be independent of the local authority, okay, independent of everybody else, like I said, an independent company. Alright? Okay? So we would be working, I mean obviously we would perhaps buy in services from elsewhere, etc., etc., but we would be like a small company, if you like, on our own. Now the benefit of that, one of the benefits of that is what happens at the moment is the government will give the money to the local authority take 10% and then give the rest of the money to schools. And for that 10% we get lots of services. But what would happen is the government would give us the money direct. So we would save 10%, which is roughly, I reckon, it would be about £250,000 to us every year. Now what we would have to do is spend some of that money for the services that the local authority wants provided. Okay, but we can decide what services that we were going to buy, etc., etc. So we would save money, okay, and in difficult times that would be a real benefit. Okay, but of course it's risky. If there was, you know, we could call on the local authority to help us out if there was an issue. All right, we could call on the local authority. We would have to think up our solutions ourselves. You know, I mean, just say if there was a huge fire here, of course there's all insurance and all that sort of stuff. But if we were part of the local authority, I could phone them up and say, well, can you deliver some huts, please? And you know, we can still obviously life and education can still go on. All right. If we were an academy, we would have to find our own solutions to that particular problem. Okay. I did this presentation to staff, and what was really important is that nothing wouldn't change very much. All the staff would still be following the national terms and conditions. All right.